it not be Justice Blay way the he go they feel the sugar on me in tango. It be the other way around. That's how it should be.
You if your friend brings a girl, then you are feeling the girl's time.
You know go search your.
What be your mind? Anyway, there's that as well. There's some good news because Mbemo came home, finally he's home, and then I saw some quotes from Amorim today, Charlie. He says that
you're okay with the squad.
If the season starts today, he's happy with the team that
you're okay with the squad.
Is at his disposal. And I saw a good friend of mine say, "Shut up over there, coach. Shut up, Amorim. What do you mean you are okay? We will get to transfers." Isak has told Liverpool that, guys, my time here is up. Liverpool to say, name your price. There's cash. These days a certain camp can't say there's cash because they are dealing with single digits billionaires. I say there's cash. What say ye? There's that. We'll talk about that. We'll visit the Victor Gyokeres transfer as well because that's almost done. And then also there's the all important Absa Black Star Marathon that is happening tomorrow early at the Independence Square. We'll get into all of that tomorrow. Rabbi,
no more.
Amorim says your squad is enough to compete.
He didn't say that.
I say there's cash for my team.
He didn't say that. He
but
said
the coach is here.
No, the coach. No, you see, they just picked one aspect of it. Listen to the whole thing in context, and then you can say what.
Commit your manager into the Lord's hand.
I've never seen anybody like Zabout. I've never seen anybody like Zabout. I've never seen anybody like Jesus. Oh, I've never seen anybody like him. Oh, I've never seen anybody like
tonight.
I've never seen anybody like Jesus. Oh, I've never seen anybody like Jesus. Oh, yeah, I've never seen anybody like you.
Oh, Charlie.
Jehovah Zabout. Inakomoko tumoboda. Nefem yake manamoko nitumoboda.
Mokobe.
Nana sewa ni masewa na masewa. Wakobele ya cheumanche yeli aba. Jehovah Zabout. Oh, can chogbe neke ona e fan momo e fan hela e fan no fiano ni sake fan leke jopo. Okay, shida juno. Shida pete play juno. Wake program ne wodi. Jomo wo Jomo bi Nketsia. Wo me no attach ye be no ofan wo gbe ame yo wa wake Jomo wo. Efian no ba ya, efian no ba chon. E chon bode ncho program ne no wake Jomo wo.
Nakai.
Abo fan bi etui. She energy no. Ni no fiano di just Zabout no ne e ya no wa no.
Nakai.
E ke kunim yeli ke min she ni ba.
Nakai.
Jomo Black Queens bi e. Etwa me. Ame bomodemo. To beni keto kroku te ni egbe da ya parliament na kana o ke Black Star State ni ahwe wo hia chie enye ya parliament ni akpafa ya jeme. Moni le mi na kan fi ani bi. Oje o hia po. Ye beni mi hwe peye. Chika ni bi mi ewa mo dumo shake mujibo no yoke wale. No bio akekebo na agbelegbe ni no fena ya no dark da. Woke South Africa ye leme. Be na ba ka gbe wa na awon bronze say you was Zabout ye bo gba mi won nation no.
Nakai.
Kunya eba. Imbo emo eba. Meni nyese la me nyese
kitiki.
Meni nyese la me nyese. Mo fe ma fe team. Mo contra Champions League, mo contra league, mo contra FA Cup, mo la ule le petwa. No bene ba fe ne fe team no do gba no efi o. Oya mo shogbo. Benin 3 weeks from now, alone, 3 weeks or 1 month from now, league about let me. 3 weeks from now, about let me. We about let me. No, this is now about sure, what man you be or like it can give look, it can never get bad. It can only get better. We've been through our worst days. Say, you was Zabout to Benjamin Nketsia. I've never seen anybody like Jesus. I've never seen anybody like Zabout. Oh, I've never seen anybody like Zabout. I've never seen anybody like you. Yeah, yes, no. Amen.
Amen. the choir master, the alchemist, the potions master. These days, the chorister.
I say on Thursday, I was with somebody. The way the person attested to the concussion, Charlie.
Charlie, their dance here.
Na nyamin chrawo.
Nana.
Lokashie.
How?
Padi coach.
Don't shout.
This thing, we for go see the
FDA.
The FDA people. Make them legalize the thing wey boys enjoy. I said, make you no worry.
Don't shout.
Everything is ready.
Thank you.
When I'm ready, I'll take it to them. But there has been nothing. There will be nothing more natural than that.
Thank you.
Now, Mojame to tender. Don't worry, your consignment is on the way.
Thank you. Waiting. Let's get into it and let's talk about some women's football. That's where we want to start off. We are live on Citi Sports GH. We are not on radio currently, but we'll be on radio pretty soon. So please bear with us. But you can join the feed via YouTube. So that's where the stream is happening. The Black Queens of Ghana fell short against host side Morocco. It was, for me, the first half especially, probably the best 45 minutes of football I have seen from a Black Queens team maybe in the last 5 years. Pretty good performance. I thought that it was enough to have given Ghana at least 2 or 3 goals in that game. Unfortunately, the Queens couldn't take advantage. The Queens took the game all the way to penalties after Morocco got an equalizer and lost on penalties. Some of the penalty shots taken were pretty bad. I was not too happy with the goalkeeper's performance as well, especially during the shootout. I was not happy at all. But that brings us to the juncture. Have we done well by featuring in the third place playoff game, which I believe is happening as we speak? Yes, Ghana and South Africa, that's happening right now. Or judging from the fact that we had Morocco in a chokehold in that first half, we should have won that game. Let me start off by getting to Mr. Ofer. Gabby, you follow the tournament well. I want to know your sentiments around all of this. So Bjorgren not being given a chance, Queens coming into this as underdogs or dark horses even. Semi-final berth, we're in a third place playoff game. We could finish third, possibly. Under achievers, or you think that the girls have really lifted the flag of Ghana and we need to comment? And what side of the divide do you fall?
Well, I think the girls have done well and we need to commend them. Especially, we have to, it's more about context. All right? 2 things. I mean, Ben, I think you know my stance on Mr. Kimlas Bjorgren. Took charge of the team in January, I think 4 or 5 months to the start of the WAFCON in Morocco. Yeah. Not pretty impressed with that outing against South Africa in the opening games. In fact, before that clash against South Africa, Kim was all over the place with the friendlies we were playing. And I said this on a TV program that it's just unfortunate for the Swedish that he had to chop and change the squad at the tournament. So if you want to draw comparisons with himself and Nora Hutla, who played a couple of games, some were friendly, some were qualified for the WAFCON, some were also qualified for the Olympic Games. I think Nora had the luxury of time to be chopping and changing, getting to know these girls really well, and it helped her. She built some momentum. We qualified for the WAFCON only to fall short in the Paralympic qualifiers. But on the part of Kimlas Bjorgren's side, he had to be doing that to do that at the tournament. All right, and I don't think that helped him. I think we saw that in that first game against South Africa. We saw the second similar.
They beat us, what, 2-0?
Yes, we lost to them by 2-0. We saw a similar thing in that 1-0 draw against Mali. Look, our best performances started from the second half against Tanzania in the final group game. I think that is where Kim began to know the kind of quality we have in that squad. Let's not forget that just 2 players have played at this highest level. Portia Boache and your good friend Sharifatu Sumaila, who came onto the pitch in that Morocco second half, and I were very surprised about the kind of football she was playing.
Charlie.
But you cannot speak a lot about her because she's not been active for some time.
I'm learning she's a free agent.
Yes, a large chunk of the squad we took to Morocco were new to this pressure, especially with that semi-final clash against Morocco at the Olympic Stadium. I'm sure the girls will look around at the fans at the 21,000 capacity stadium and say, what kind of atmosphere is this? And typical of the North Africans, you know what they can do, very intimidating. You get that point. So you expect that on the part of that inexperienced bit, it will play, it will come to fruition on our side. And I think that's what disturbed us a bit. South Africa, Mali, and then that first half against Tanzania. That second half against Tanzania was good. Algeria, we went into that game facing one of the sides that had one of the best defensive shapes in that Algerian team. Not scoring a lot, just scored 1 goal in that game. And they clearly were satisfied with taking us to extras and penalties, and we managed to breeze past them. Look, do you know that some of the Moroccans were even in awe of that performance we put against Algeria? Even were in awe of that performance we put up against them. But they say it's just unfortunate that they had to go through. And it was down to quality, inexperience again, to that point I make. All right, to make this short. Now going forward, this is actually a big learning curve from for the current squad and for Kim Las Bjørgren himself. I say so because we don't want to come and sit here again and have a conversation about why a certain marriage between Kim Las Bjørgren and the GFA did not work out. Somebody will say I've jumped the gun, but I have not, because we've seen this before with expatriates and the GFA. When it comes to what I want on the table, don't be surprised if you hear in the news that Kim says, pay me this amount of money because of what I've done at the WAFCON.
No, but even to begin with, he has overachieved. If you look at
that's what I'm saying.
The timelines he was given, the level of preparatory matches
that is what I'm saying.
He had to play.
Look, I tell you that the people at the FA, right? They say that we, the journalists, we did not give this team any dog chance. But the people at the FA know that, or they are even surprised that the team has gotten this far. From 2016, that we had our best performance at the WAFCON, and this same side that we faced at 2016 in the third place playoff, when we beat them 1-0 and took up that bronze medal. 2018, we exited in the group stage. We hosted. 2020, because of COVID, we did not participate. 2022, we did not qualify. And 2024, you've qualified. You brought in an expatriate coach with 4 months to the tournament. He's taking you to the semi-finals of the tournament. What can you build on? Keep the coach, keep the current squad. Because if you look at this squad, a large chunk of them are very young. And we have another qualifiers or another WAFCON to play in that same country in Morocco. So I think it would be best on the part of the FA to keep this going. Now, what we want to know is that how much is the FA paying Mr. Kim Las Bjørgren? We do not know that
up to now.
We do not know, and we did not
issues I have with this.
We did not know this with regards to.
I'm a Kokagui.
Look, Ben,
issues I have with the
to finish up, we did not know. We had zero idea about Noah Hutler's salary up until that story broke. That Hutler was asking for what? 7,000. At the time, they were paying about 5,000.
Give me 2,000.
And that's where the FA came out and said they were taking charge of airward accommodation and salary and stuff. We want to know how much is being paid, so that what he's done at Morocco, for the benefit of hindsight, we know that okay, we can mark his KPIs, and going forward, we want to keep the Swedish and this what he's done, because the next WAFCON, now the Queens must break that near mess of getting to the final and not taking it. 1998 we were there, we lost to Nigeria. 2002 we were there, we lost to Nigeria again. 2006 we were there, we lost to Nigeria again in the finals. Why? All right, so I think this is a perfect blueprint for the GFA. Now look, in finishing up, the Queens
for the last 5
yes, because I stress because look, the Queens, right? What they've done in Morocco has even had people in parliament to be talking about them. You see, and it's very unfortunate that some section, in fact, the minority don't even think that what they have done is best enough, and they are saying that they've contributed to the Queen's success and that kind of stuff. in wrapping up, let's not mix politics with football.
See, they lay the foundations.
That's it for me.
Let me take your thoughts on Bjorgren. I don't know where you want to take from, but I'm keen on what happens with him. Does he kick on from here? Does he also think that he has enhanced his CV, so it's time to move on? What's going on with that?
I see Kimla Bjorgren. I see him pulling off a Milovan Rajiva kind of move, where not much is expected of him. He goes out there. He does very well. He does very well, and he shows out. And offers come in. He makes some crazy demands, and we can't meet those demands. Then he moves, just like Milovan Rajiva did. But in a crazy way, I still believe that we underachieved. Call me crazy, but you have to look at the context. We went into this tournament as underdogs. Yes, that's true. With a coach who hadn't coached at the national level before, was new to this competition, and we had major doubts about how good he was, judging by the fact that we weren't impressed with the way we were playing in the competition. But as the competition went on, as he moved on, he kept on showing signs of improvement. With his personnel selection, with his tactical setup, he kept on improving. But some way, somehow, we still have underachieved. Whether we win bronze here or we finish fourth, we still have underachieved. How many times are we going to say, oh, okay, we've shown enough promise, the next edition, that will be the edition that we get to win the big one? It was there for the taking. That first half, we should have killed that game against Morocco. That first half, we should have killed that game against Morocco. And even in the second half, the first 10 minutes, the chances that we got, we squandered all of those chances. Then you look at the Morocco equalizer, fluke kind of goal, poor defending, all over the place. Then we just gifted them the opportunity to get themselves back in the game. And so, yes, everything points to they overachieving. But I'm looking at the game that got us to this level, the third place. That game could have been the game that takes us to the final, and not the third place. And that's where the underachievement comes in for me. That we had it in our hands, and we dropped it yet again. That's where the underachievement comes in for me.
You know, we say, oh, they did well.
They did well. No. But look, you had it. Look at the game plan in that first half. We cornered the Moroccans. We frustrated them. We were playing very good football, attacking football. Everything was on point, and we were creating chances. The coaching was good. It was excellent. But some way, somehow, we still ended up losing that game. And so that, for me, can't be an overachievement or meeting expectations. That, for me, is still an achievement because of the contest that we are looking at. That semi-final game. That was the game that had everyone interested in. Everyone was interested in that game. And so for me, judging or rating their performance in this campaign at the 2024 CAF Women's AFCON, for me it was an underachievement. Despite the fact that, yes, they did some wonderful things. And for Kimla Bjorgren, I won't be surprised if he pulls off a Milovan Rajiva kind of move, where because of what he was able to achieve, he's showing out that, yes, within these few months, I've been able to get these girls to play this way, particularly in that game against the host nation, Morocco. So definitely some offers will start trickling in, and he might have his head turned. He'll drop an offer that we can't meet. Then he'll make his move. So that's how I see it.
Edwin?
Look, yes, they've performed well, but I don't want to underrate his work in the tournament. I think, of course, you have to guide the team in moments within games and all that. But clearly, this team was still operating under the DNA of Nora Hutle. There's no doubt about it. The 5 months that Kim Lars came in, I don't think it was enough to change any fundamental things. Obviously, as I said, he had his hand all over certain things within the team, guiding them through games and all that. But there was still the imprint of Nora Hudley in the team. After this tournament, it becomes his team from now on until the next tournament comes along. It becomes his team because he has more time to work on each player, find whichever players he wants to put in this team. That's if he decides to stay, and work on a strategy to get this team better. Because even though this team the Black Queens reached the semi-finals, you could see the glaring issues that the squad had, and they manifested in that semi-final. In the first half, their passing accuracy was well in the high 70s. In the second half, it dropped to the low 60s. That was a huge problem, and it's not just that game. It happened throughout the tournament. There were games where the first half it was the low 60s, it rose to the high 70s. Then second half, in other games, it was in the high 70s, dropped to the low 60s in the second half. They seem to be having a one half games throughout the tournament. One half they are really good, the next half they are so bad that the other team
almost
takes
unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable, as you said. And that was the case for the semi-final as well. In the first half, really brilliant performances. Second half, they could barely pass the ball accurately. So when you do that, forget the mistake by the defender, forget the defensive errors. When you fail to keep the ball, first of all, your confidence is shot, because you and your teammates know that we can't keep the ball, so we might as well drop back, let them have it, and let them come at us. Second of all, the opponents, it goes the other way. Their confidence increases because they know whatever the case, even if they lose the ball, they are going to get it back almost immediately and start coming at you. So they are going to get chances anyway. Third of all, when you put yourself in a position where you have to defend constantly because you keep losing the ball, you allow the opponent to create chances, opportunities to create chances, and more time to create chances. And that is what Morocco did. So I believe that obviously I didn't expect them to reach this stage of the competition, given how they started the tournament. They have surprised me in reaching the semi-finals, but once you get there, you have to go further. You have to do your best to get to the final. And once you take the lead in the semi-final, you would expect that your players would be able to control that lead, keep their composure, and they didn't, because this is where the coaching tells. In these key moments where your players are either in the lead or uncertain of themselves, or losing focus in a game, or going to halftime leading or behind, this is what you do as a coach. This is where you are paid the big bucks. And unfortunately, they came out of that half and they felt that one goal was enough. They felt that they couldn't go and get more. They felt that even if we miss our chances, even if we fail to take our opportunities, we still have a one goal lead that we have behind us that we can protect. But that's not the attitude you take as one of the four best teams on the continent, which by default Ghana are, because they made it to the semi-finals. So I feel that there are a lot of issues to fix with this team, and he is lived off Nora Hoodler's work before this tournament. People might not agree, but that is what I feel. Going forward, if he decides to stay, now he makes the team his. But I want to build off a point Gabi was making at the end. Let's keep politics out of football. I don't know if we are going to go to that topic later, but I need to make this point that for once, I thought for once, we were all focusing on the Black Queens, whether they lost or won, that they will be the center of attention, that they will be the one everyone is talking about. But then we again drag them into politics, and it's very unfair to them, because over the last few years they've struggled for funds to play friendly matches. They've struggled
sometimes
for funds,
as little as $40,000.
Exactly.
The recent one was 40,000 under Nora.
And this is what we do this a lot, that once a team is not performing well, we take our eyes off them, or we start blaming the coaches, start blaming the players. Nobody blames the authorities who are supposed to support the team. And then once there's success, we say, oh, we put in money, our efforts are showing. When before that, everyone was complaining you were not putting in too much effort. The fact that a team is successful, I don't measure the work of an authority or supervising authority based on a team's success. I measure it based on the number of teams who are not complaining, who are not asking for help constantly.
True.
Because if there are 50 teams that are constantly complaining that you are not supporting us, you are not helping us, and there's one team that is very successful, I'm not going to be happy about that. If there are 40 teams that are playing, they are not relatively successful, but they are average, but no one is complaining because there's enough help from the authorities, the supervising authorities. I'm happy because at least you are putting the effort in to guide them, give them the best possible chance of success. And I've mentioned this thing a number of times. Give teams the best possible chance of success. Who knows how much better this team would have done had they got the help, the support, the guidance over the last few years. We might even be talking about them as the best team on the continent. That's what potential they had about 4 or 5 years ago. They were by far one of the best teams on the continent. Unfortunately, because of lack of support, they've declined and have become a shadow of themselves. Now we are pleased because the Black Queens scraped their way to the semi-finals. How can we be pleased that the Black Queens got there? It's like the Black Stars.
It's like the run where we made 5 AFCON semis and then we started declining to round of 16. Then right now we're literally begging to just make it out of the group, to literally begging to winning a game. That's what it came to.
And now we haven't qualified.
Going into a hypothetical situation where, let's say, the Black Stars had somehow got into the round of 16 of the last AFCON. Everyone would have forgotten about what happened before because we are into the last 16. But poor performances like that will catch up to you. And fine, the Black Queens have got the results, they've got into the semi-final, but a decline is on the horizon if we don't support them enough. These players have done enough to earn the support of the nation and GFA and the sports ministry. So I just hope that they listen to them and give them all the support they need.
Nice. Let's talk to coach. I'm sure he's been observing very keenly what happened tactically in that Morocco game, and you've been watching the third place playoff on our screens also with rapt attention. Talk to me about your takeaways, getting to the semi, crashing out on penalties itself.
For me, the coach disappointed me.
How so?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. You see, maybe because I am a coach, that is why I'm saying that. Truth be told, we should have beaten Morocco. The moment we couldn't capitalize on the sort of dominance we had in that first half, how I wish our former colleague Nathan Kwa was here. Because I called him and then I did the proper. I told him exactly what will happen in the second half. These were my issues. How many times did we not see? We are watching them now. When we decide to pass the ball, we are the best team in the tournament. We are watching the South Africans. We are watching our team against South Africa in the studio here. Look at the way the Black Queens are playing. We are virtually dominating the South Africans. Why are we doing so? We are receiving the ball, we are passing the ball, we are not rushing it, we are passing, moving. Now, in that first half against Morocco, what did we do? Exactly what I've just said.
Pass and move.
Don't allow them to play. But when you get the ball, don't rush it. Pass it, pass it, pass it, pass it, pass it around. We come back for the second half. What then happened? The exact opposite. The girls start ballooning the ball. Go watch the second half against the Moroccans. Look, I lost count of the number of turnovers that we did. Boom, bam, boom. And then what that shocking thing is that he stands there like he's standing there in suit. Simple instruction: don't balloon, put it down, play, believe. Look, believe in yourself. If you get dispossessed for that, so be it. So be it. It was a semi-final game. You needed not more than the goal to win. All you needed to do was to take charge of that ball and make sure you dominated. We were completely unrecognizable in that second half.
Yep.
And I couldn't believe it. I said, but in the first half, we were passing the ball. We were passing.
Coach, I think you have been.
I'm not being harsh. Yeah, you made your point. You see, I sat here quietly. I knew this would happen.
Myself, I have a question for Coach.
I sat here quietly.
No, I don't want to interject. That's all.
Number 2, go and watch that game again.
Yeah.
You see the girl, the fair-colored girl,
Chantel.
Yeah.
On the ball, she's excellent. Without the ball, she's 0. And that is coaching. In the first half, you could clearly see that our 2 midfielders, as we are watching now, those 2 girls, the one in number 5 shirt, Asantua, and her partner, you could clearly see that they were overworking themselves, and there was no way they were going to survive the entire duration of the game, putting up such dominant performances. All Bjorgren needed to do was to demand of Chantel that, look, when we don't have the ball, don't stay closer to the number 9. Just bring yourself back into midfield a bit and cushion these 2 girls first. Yeah. Because of their dominance, we needed them to go the entire duration of the game doing exactly what they were doing. And this is coaching. You have to check the shape of your team. It contributes to the dominance you have. The moment Chantel was that far away from them throughout the game, in the second half especially. Now, as 2 midfielders, when they get them, who are they supposed to pass it to? She's the one though, but because she was so far off them, what was that doing? Boom, the ball, boom, and she's not a physical player. She's not the sort of player who will win any physical area battle against any opponent in the game.
Yeah.
These are the fine lines that you may not recognize if you are not a coach. But at the end of the day, they are the thing that decide the outcome of a game. They are the very little details that define the outcome. Because at the end of the day, I was looking at that. Why can't we hold on to the ball any longer? Now, when I look at her starting position and the gap between she and the 2 girls was so wide that when they picked up the ball, to get the ball to her, they need to travel a longer distance before they can take. Now, no care. You don't do that. You don't do that. And we are watching the same thing again. You see, she will pass the ball. Yes, she's very good with the ball at feet. But with the moment we don't have the ball, you see, look at her. You see, she's going. You should not be going. Come and join them and play. And anytime such things happen, we surrender possession of the ball. Point number 3 again. I do believe that, look, some of his substitution in my view came too early. Some of the substitution came too early in that Morocco game. The substitution of the little girl in the number 7 shirt, the one who plays out left.
Princess Malfoy.
Yes.
Is it Stella or
Princess Malfoy? Number 7.
He substituted her too early. She was not injured. She was doing relatively well. You see, it is a knockout stage. And you need to manage your substitution such that if the game were to travel beyond the regulated 90 minutes, you can have numbers too. Here's the case where some people want us to believe that he trusts only close to 14 players. It's not true. In a major tournament, you don't take any player there that you don't trust can do a job for you. Then why did you take her there? Why did you take them there? You don't do that if you are a coach. How many times did we not cry during the last, was it the AFCON or something that we took, the blaster took Philemon Barford and the Yadom had Incrudo all over his foot and he couldn't run, and we had a right back sitting there that Milovan Rivers couldn't trust. And we're asking ourselves, for all you know, if you introduce the young man, he will do a better job than the injured player there. We sat there, and the Adam caused us against which team? The is it Gambia or Gabon? He caused us against us because we had an injured player playing, and we didn't trust those on the bench. We didn't trust those on the bench. Nobody should be speaking that language that he doesn't trust the other girls on the bench. Why did he take them then?
But he's the one. Who said that? But he's the one who called it.
I saw those clips a lot of times.
There was a lot of claim that he trusts only 14 of them, so that's why he cannot make more than 3 substitutions. And what sort of analysis?
But he called he
that's
did the
what I'm
final
saying.
selection for this.
And there were times where it was very necessary that he needed to make more substitution to freshen up the team, and he wouldn't do that. The intensity of their game is not that huge to the extent that if you were to trust a lady and look at our goalkeeper to look at this girl, look at all that.
Well, Just
Look at
like
this.
coach said, Ghana has conceded against
Look
South
at this.
Africa.
What sort of giveaway too is this?
Yeah,
Cynthia Conlon.
I need to see that again.
Cynthia Conlon give away. She tried to control the ball and pass.
You
out
are
to
not.
the
You
back.
see,
But
these are the
fortunately,
things
she
I'm talking
miscontrolled
about.
it, and yeah, she just gifted.
These
it
are the things I'm
away.
talking about. If you see,
So-
now look at it.
Long
A long ball,
Headed
head of the
on.
ball. Look at it. From there, the ball is given to her.
Good pass.
If you cannot look at that, look
Are
at
you
that.
kidding me right now?
Look at that.
That is a that. It's looking
You
at the
see,
sea.
under such situation, if you balloon the ball, it makes sense.
Oh my goodness.
But rather, they will be ballooning the ball when there's no need to do that. This is an individual error.
Yeah.
You don't blame
This
the
is a
coach. like
terrible error.
that. Terrible individual error. Look, did they do well? They did well, but in Nketsia, truth be told, we could have done better.
Yep. We could have been playing in that final.
We could have done. Me small against Subana and I made bomb the wa jam. What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? I heard a voice play this afternoon on my way here. Keto Kreku, he went to parliament to speak like this.
You know your mother.
You see, he should stop these things. So we are not remote control where you can remote control as and when you want. Keto Kreku, but told you ba no, but told you ba. When you take the Black Stars out there and they go and disgrace, you come and insult us. You don't even see the need to go to parliament
calm
and
down.
then calm us down and apologize for it. You are celebrating something that.
Semi-finals.
What is this?
Possible third or fourth place.
That you went to parliament to go. What is this?
Calm down.
That be minute. You see, nobody should get me wrong. These girls have done really, really well. But like I say, they could have done better.
Yeah.
Two, I don't think they've done anything that we've not seen before for you to go to parliament and be singing about semi-final. Many super leon jene. And some of the things, when you say them, you should be measured. Look, the good leaders are those who accept their fault when there's one and seek for another opportunity to make amends. Not the ones who will only show up as at when it favors them. As at when it favors them. My last point on this, Nketsia,
Yeah.
you see, the girls have shown that as a country, if we make that if we are very intentional,
Yep.
yeah, that's the way. If we are very, very intentional as a country, I think the Black Queens would do wonders.
I've been saying this for like the last 5,
Look,
6
they
years.
do wonders.
Have they not been our best national team in the last
The
5 years?
women's football generally.
You see, I think the Black Queens would do wonders. But as a country, look, you see, another reason, but I didn't buy into, because that one, when I buy into, I will end up blaming the sports minister and what he's doing
Don't do
in
that.
Morocco.
Don't,
Do you know why?
What, don't relax.
They said the time it took us to go to where we played the game in Morocco, we didn't have enough time to rest.
Yes.
And me, I would not accept that. That is absolutely unacceptable. I was going to use a certain word.
Don't do that.
But truth be told, if when we play and when we needed to get there, the resting period, if we saw
You mean our last game in Rabat?
when we went to play the Morocco before when we
Oh,
traveled
no,
to go
okay.
to-
So, what is it? Siada or
Bjorgren complained that we didn't have enough rest.
we were in?
true.
Okay, so we're in Ben Slimani, and then we left to Rabat. That's what you're
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And then we went by road, isn't it?
Yes.
And I'm asking myself, those people managing the team, don't they know that at least after a very competitive 90 to 120 minutes plus,
Road travel
we
is
shouldn't
not
have
good for
traveled
you.
by road?
Yeah.
We couldn't fly these girls less than 2 hours from where we were to where we were going to play the ball. And that was one of the huge reasons, one of the fundamental reasons why it became so difficult to pass the ball through at the 90 minutes. Because they needed to cover the ground, press like they were pressing the Moroccans in the first half, and then begin to dominate possession. The basic things that we need to do. Do you think the Black Stars would have asked them to go by road? We are going to play in the semi-finals of the AFCON, something that we've not won for over 40 something years. We will say they should go by road. What sort of behavior is this? Like I'm saying, Nketsia, as a country, we need to be very, very intentional when it comes to our ladies. Very, very intentional. Very, very. Invest properly in the women's game. The Black Queens don't have a budget.
Nope.
The Black Stars has a budget.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Coach, so there's a correction. So
What is
it's rather from when Bekani, and then we left to Rabat.
Yes, but why didn't we fly?
But yeah, I think I'm hearing that Bekani, from Bekani to Rabat is about 5 hours. 5 hours.
5 hours flight.
So
You see, we had played 120 minutes. Why do you think? You see, you needed the girls to.
Well, are you suggesting that it's okay to have driven?
no, I want to understand Coach's point.
My point is that
It's too far. You know,
there's recovery time.
Okay. So you made a point that they went by bus.
They went by bus,
Okay.
and that didn't aid their recovery.
In fact, there is a certain minimum road travel time allowed by CAF.
That's it. If it was not favoring us, we should have gone our way and do something better.
Okay, so what I know is that it's from Rabat to Casablanca. That is just 45 minutes.
But from
So
where we were,
So the issue is from Bekani to Rabat.
that is the problem. Momo, me, I'm ending on this. You see the way the FA people are talking and talking and talking. You see Bioko Green talking. He said he's been receiving calls from where?
Ghana.
No,
You said
all over the world.
Oh, okay. But he said the Ghana ones.
Oh no more. Paddy, Nutumo Eshi.
We don't know that.
Me cable. My checks tell me Akeshi, it will take a miracle for him to stay.
You mean what he has said is coming to pass already?
yeah. As soon as he made that comment,
Look, somebody told me.
This guy.
That he's already hot.
So wait, Coach, he's using the Black Queens to build his.
Oh, January
But
water.
it's, no, wait, I'm coming. These are the same stories we heard about Nora. That Nora used
You
the
see,
Black
Biogri-
Queens for the Zambia job. In fact, he's even eyeing the Swiss national team. That's why.
Bjorn Green has coached
So if the FA is going to
in
say they allow
Denmark,
this-
in Sweden, in Japan, China, and those things. He's never coached at the national level before. He's taking you to the semi-finals. And from, like he said, the calls are coming from the United States, from this, from that.
He's updated his CV.
No, the FA will have to be proud, because after this semi-final bet, we will not accept any decline of this very young team. The experience
And after Noah and Biogre will not accept
any decline.
of
Any decline will not be
Ben
accepted.
and Coach, just a quick one. The FA have now told us that based on the 2 recent appointments they've done with these 2 expatriates, they are clearly telling us that there is no local coach that is good enough now to coach the Black Queens based on the appointment they've done. Because if Nora departed, one would think that
Laura departed because of $2,000.
Okay, so let's look within. But
Get
they went
a fair account. I bet it. Now the 100,000 how many? You couldn't give Nora 2,000. Now Bjorn Green is going to be asking for more.
Okay.
That is my point. Be a water. Bayano.
A don that also is don't call me time. One place, mate. Say one penny cheap. Don't call you, don't call me. We will display $1,000. Don't call you, don't call me. For the striker we can consider. Don't call you, don't call me. No see you use Naboga. Don't call you. So goals are sunset tourists. Now one time shape was a place of goals. Now I don't have just a perverse. And then you coach one cannot turn. A don that also. Don't call me, you, don't call me. Let's go. It's don't call me time. Don't call me, you, don't call me. It's don't call me time. Don't call me, you, don't call me. Naboga. Don't call me, you, don't call me. Don't call me time. Don't call me, you, don't call me. Don't call me time. Don't call me, you, don't call me.
Okay. Charlie, Frema and now Yokote. See, Charlie, this
the bell no day there.
I'm surprised.
Hey,
listen,
I'm call Bele.
You see, let me- you see-
Bele, it belongs to this program.
you see, I'm surprised.
The bell go Kafa
You
at
see, let me say something. You see, when you shout outs to them, But you see,
they are my bosses too.
when you think that your show has come of age to be ringing a bell, you need to be able to afford your own bell.
Sure.
I mean, if
and they can afford the millions of the bell too. What is that?
You see, this bell, it's not like you can't have it. It's not like it's not just any bell. You understand? Like the bell is a sacred bell. Right now, they brought us this false bell. This bell. You see, viewers, look at this bell. This be the bell way. You see, guys, this be the bell way. The people who sell Akesha and some things. Then they wear Charlie with a long socks.
Those are destined powder.
Charlie, those are destined powder. They sell destined powder. They wear Charlie with a long socks. This is the bell they use.
So it's good enough for United.
And then the people who they saw the
Charlie. See, let's not do this. Like I said,
Dynamic Friday.
Dynamic Friday has come of age, so you should buy your own bell.
Get hold of the bell and keep it in your car.
Our bell, we have to lock it.
Dynamic Friday.
Because look at, they've left the false bell with us. I mean, how can you tell me this? Look at this bell. I mean, come on.
The bell cow.
I mean, viewer, look at this bell.
This one before transfer.
And shame crying.
Also, you came from there. Why didn't you do it?
This bell, did they take Donkomi free transfers and things? I mean, come on, man.
I mean, Yedlin is a Chelsea fan. What do you expect?
Anyway,
Man United have signed a Brian Mbeumo. He won't bring it.
Charlie, but this week, guys, this week I saw some picture of Mbeumo at United. Charlie, the guy happy. And I haven't seen Mbeumo this happy in a long while. Like just running around the pitch, just excited.
You know what he said when he got introduced?
What he
said as soon as he heard that Man United were interested in him and he got the chance to sign for them, he did it as soon as possible because that's the club of his dreams.
Yeah, the guy was signed contract in that. He has already signed the contract. He was waiting for the people to take the money.
Yeah. So this week it was finalized, but big news this week is that Liverpool Football Club have completed the signing of Nketsia. So he's done his first interviews.
Mini Isak.
Yes, all of that has been settled. Joined training camp, and there were a lot of numbers thrown around with regards to how much the deal cost. So according to David Ornstein, it says the deal cost £79 million, and then that's the fixed fee. Actually, so 69 million fixed, 10 million in add-ons, making it 79 million. I think that if he can come, I mean, and fulfill what he did at Frankfurt, just translate that, this should be good money spent. So I wouldn't even dwell too much on that. I think we spoke about that last week. Let's talk about Isak's situation at Newcastle, because that is a lot more interesting. Now, yesterday, news broke that Isak had informed Newcastle that he does not intend to join them for pre-season and that he wants to be allowed to leave the team. And so today news further broke that Newcastle want an amount of £150 million for Alexander Isak. And so that's where we are at now. That's the juncture we are at now. Liverpool too say that they are just waiting in the wings. There's cash, once upon a time I used to hear there's cash. These days I don't hear it anymore.
Ben, I'll go bust your brain after this.
These days I don't hear there's cash.
I'll go bust your brain with the Liverpool there's cash.
I say there's cash. What say ye? Isak,
single digits billionaire
out of Newcastle. What do you think should happen?
Truth be told, Newcastle will have to be smart and lower the price. I don't think he's a £150 million player.
Hey. They say the player is worth what the selling team says he's worth.
No, but you see, I don't know, but if you look at Isak, if he's going for £150 million, then I don't know what to say. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not worth £150 million. Newcastle
in today's market,
Liverpool themselves have stabbed themselves in the back. That over 115-20 million they paid for Florian Wirtz. Newcastle will look at it and say, okay, if Liverpool had not paid that amount for Wirtz, there's no way Newcastle is mentioning 150. Because Florian Wirtz, when we did his figures here, he scored only 10 goals. And if you even go back to last season, how many goals did he score last season? I mean, the season before the just ended one.
Yeah.
But if you could pay that amount of money for him, then Isak is worth 150 million.
Mm-hmm.
But Isak is a fantastic player. Those who will deal with the money will deal. But I think if Liverpool buy Isak
and add to Mbeumo
and add to
Ekitike,
yeah, and there's Mo Salah,
Cookie,
and the guys they've got there already, I think if they don't win the league and get to the finals of the Champions League, and his slot will be hot. I look at the signings they are doing, and the only reason why I think they are doing the sign they are doing is that the manner in which they exited
the Champions League.
The Champions League.
Well,
they looked at their city and said, "Come on, man!" At the time, PSG they were even struggling.
But I think on hindsight, they will realize that this PSG team was a formidable opener. In fact, they took them all the way to penalties.
Yes, Liverpool at the time, I think Liverpool also picked very early in the season.
They did.
So at the time they were meeting PSG.
That is such an underrated point. I always talk about
they
how
picked very early in the season
at the right time in the season.
And at the time they were meeting PSG, they were a little bit fatigued on the decline before they come again. Yeah. So in that case, if the man had enough quality to refreshen the team, then I'm sure they would have dealt with PSG. But the same guys who had picked very early, who per the natural laws of the game will have to experience a bit of dip before then coming up to finish the season, were the same guys he were using. But if they can get Isak, I think he adds a minimum of 20 goals to them. A minimum of 20 goals to them. Because Liverpool are a machine and they create chances upon chances upon chances. And Isak has proven that he's a proper goal scorer. The beauty of what he does is he doesn't even put the ball in the back of the net. He can also create. He's got decent footworks.
In fact, that's my favorite part about him.
I pray they don't buy him. Because we want the league to be competitive.
What do you mean by that?
Yes, I pray Liverpool.
Somebody went and signed Cherky, got what's the guy's name?
Reinders.
Crazy business in like a space of time. You didn't say all this?
No, don't mind them. For them, nobody even knows what they are going to offer. Because they are still rebuilding. We want to see what they will do after buying all these guys. How good they will be. Nobody doubt Pep Guardiola. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that despite the signings they have made, Man City, compared to that, if Liverpool add Isak, he's not coming to adjust to anything. No. Like Cunha in Mbeumo, there's no room for adjustment. You have to hit the ground running because you already know the system. They know the system.
You got the experience, bro.
You know the league. And if he's going into an already set machine, when the machine is turned on, everybody will be firing from all cylinders. So look, it's a move I would don't commit. If you're a Liverpool fan, you pray the move happens. But for those of us who don't support Liverpool,
there's cash.
That's what the cash is. It has in recent
Liverpool's news there's cash.
It has never been in doubt. In the last 3 years, the cash had been there, but Jurgen Klopp was the one refusing to spend it.
They say he would have spent it on players like Julian Brandt, so they were hiding the cash from him.
Exactly. But now they've bought proper quality. They bought Gyokeres, they bought Frimpong, they bought Ekitike, they bought Flarenvet. If they were to add Isak,
Maguire, Rodrigo.
If they add Rodrigo, but like you rightly said, they need to buy a defender.
I hear Chelsea
because now it's only Van Dijk.
The defender they need to buy. They are letting Chelsea go and take him. I don't know. And you see, and then there's Konate. No, I have a message for him. This week I saw him.
No,
they were on pre-season tour on some place be like that. I think it was in Asia, and it was raining, and he was smiling at the camera and swagging with our umbrella. Charlie.
Look, you have to renew the boy's contract.
If you won't, you see, we told that we want to renew. He's the
money he wants. You are not offering. He's seeing what you are going to give it to Vlet and Co.
He has been talking to Trent.
But the fact of the matter is, Vlet and Co. who are now coming to adjust. You are giving them big money.
He has had one good season for Liverpool. Anyway,
he's won the league with you. He was part of the team when you won the Champions League.
Konate, probably he was not an integral part.
No, but now, look, I think he's your best defender, centre back. Van Dijk,
but he's
recovery wise, dominant. I think
he's not available enough. Anyway, quick backstory on what's going on at Newcastle. Just snappy thoughts on what's been going on with Isak and Eddie Howe and the sporting director. Just tie it all together for us on why Isak is now telling Newcastle he wants to leave almost at the start of the season.
So the journalist who broke this story initially was Craig Hope. He's with Mail Sports, and he's been around the team a lot. This morning I was watching a video of his that breaking everything down. He's in Singapore where Newcastle is, and it stems to like about 17 months ago. Apparently when the old hierarchy that was made up of Amanda Stabley, who initially took over, before they left, they had promised him per the performances of that, like on the back of that season, that he would get the contract renewal at the end of the season that was upcoming. Then they leave and Newcastle restructure things up
They
top.
were forced out.
Yeah, pretty much they were forced out because there were a lot of problems. Apparently Eddie Howe had a problem with the then sporting director Ashworth before he left to United and eventually left United. So now Mitchell comes in. He's the new sporting director, and apparently he's been throwing his weight around, saying that some renewals are not going to happen because it's not financially suitable for the club and where they want to move to, and that involves Isak's renewal. So Isak feels slighted. It's not even a situation where he's trying to force a move out, but he just feels like something that was
they've broken their word.
Yes, they've broken their word. And a lot of reports say he was asking for 300k a week. He was actually asking for 250 because apparently he's on, I think, 150 now. So he was asking for 250, and they promised that to him, and it hasn't come. So this is he saying that, okay, you haven't given me what I want, so then let me go. But then Newcastle are also trying to buy Šeško. I feel it's a get tricky if Newcastle should get Šeško before they decide to sell Isak. That could make negotiations really tricky for Liverpool, because I think in that situation Newcastle will insist on the package they want. The reports are they are asking for a package of about 150 million pounds, which it seems Liverpool will be ready to pay should they be able to finish, especially some of the outgoings with Nunes and Luis Diaz set to go to Bayern. So it's really interesting. Liverpool have done some really good business in the window so far, and adding Isak will pretty much seal a title, a back-to-back title, because I don't see anybody who has done.
It's called goat meat, lamb, pork,
and now
sausage, octopus. So I like that. So I like that backstory. Anyway, I think you want to have a go on
just
Isak.
Just a few
quick thoughts on that.
So we remember at the start of the season, Isak wasn't hitting the mark. He was pretty upset about what the club had done to him, but eventually he got into the flow of things because Eddie Howe is a pretty good player manager. So he managed to rally them to place high in the league, win the League Cup. But then afterwards, that feeling that he's not going to get what he deserves, it got to him. So now anytime Newcastle are going to play a big match, he starts complaining of an injury. Players and inside the dressing room and amongst fans too, they were feeling that okay, he's not staying, because if he's pulling this attitude right now, it means that he's not committed to the cause. But the player only wanted what was promised him
and what he deserves, if we are being honest.
And exactly. And he was told that okay, the club is not at the point financially, and then immediately the club, or this summer the club says we are buying Ekitike for 90-80 million plus, and he looks at them and like, I am the main striker here, I'm a good enough striker. You are planning to buy somebody supposedly in addition to me, and you are paying big bucks when you could just give me what I asked for, or what you promised,
and everybody will be happy.
And everybody will be happy. I stay at the club, I keep scoring your goals, but they are making a play for a new striker. Then he got upset. That's when his representatives told Newcastle that okay, I am looking for a move away from the club. Some people feel it's just to force the club to pay what they wanted, what they promised him. But I think that even besides that, he's looked at what Newcastle are trying to bring in, and the various players they've attempted to bring in, and the fact that they've not succeeded, bar Elanga and maybe over the weekend Johan Wissa. These are not players that take you from point.
They bought Wishat already.
They are getting him.
They are getting
They're about
close
to
to
get him. This weekend he will close the
going
deal
on at
because he has left the Brentford camp. He wanted to make the move happen. So he's looking at them. This is not what takes you from a barely fourth place team qualifying to the Champions League to a team that goes into the knockout round and makes waves and also starts competing for the Premier League.
And Isak wants that. He wants to start winning
major titles. He's already got the taste of the League Cup, but the League Cup is not enough. He wants to start winning Premier League because as time goes on, these opportunities start closing up. So he wants the move now.
And he's turning 26 in a few months. So he's looking at his clock, seeing that.
It looks like there's a standoff. And from everything that's been said, I don't think that Isak wants to remain at Newcastle. I feel like the truth that Newcastle can lie to themselves all they want. A player of Isak's ability will eventually outgrow your club in ambition and in terms of where he wants to go.
I feel if Newcastle moved in the direction that he wanted this summer, to try and augment, maybe give him his contract renewal and augment the squad and make the squad better in terms of depth, I think he'll stay. But if you promise him this and you are not doing things with the squad you promise you will do too,
but if you look at the window they are having, it's almost a disaster as at now. But
Eddie Howe pretty much will have himself to blame because he had a problem with the ex sporting director, and now the new guy who is your body is in, and he's not closing any
deals,
any concrete deal.
Well, that's the case. Let's go to the camp of Arsenal. Let's talk about Victor Gyokeres because it looks like the medical will happen in a couple of hours. According to the BBC, it's £63.5 million. That's what's being discussed. 27-year-old has been given permission to travel in order to complete the medical, sign a 5-year contract, and will be officially an Arsenal player in the next couple of days. Let me stay with you, Edwin, and then I'll go and come back to coach on that. Again, all the uncertainty about Gyokeres based on the type of leagues he's played in and all of that. How do you see him fitting in with this Arsenal team? There are those who have even said that he's not Arteta's guy, and that if Arteta had his way, he wouldn't spend the money on Gyokeres. How do you marry all that?
Look, I think over the last few years we've been calling for Arsenal to get a proper striker, and now that they've got one, and we can't start saying that he's not the right fit, he's not going to succeed because of his previous years in the Championship. No, he is a striker who scored 90 plus goals in the last 2 years, playing in the Portuguese league, playing for the Swedish national team. We've seen what he can do in the Champions League, the Portuguese league, in Nations League matches, Europa League, UEFA
Champions League games,
qualifiers and all that. Arsenal have got a player that can score goals. He's got he's come in and he will fit into any squad in the Premier League. Him going to Arsenal, it works because Arsenal already have a good setup behind him. There's a good midfield, there's a good defense, good goalkeeper, and a good coach who should be able to get the most out of him. Sometimes you don't get the players you want. Sometimes you get players that you have to work with. So whether Arteta wants him or not, he has to make it work, because honestly, this could be his last season at Arsenal if he doesn't win anything major. And now you have a striker who gets goals when he is on form. If Gyokeres doesn't work out in England, it's not because he's not a good player. It's because he was either not used well or he wasn't using a system that fitted him.
I like this point you're making.
Because with how he plays, he may not be good in the air. I've seen the stats, 2 aerial headed goals in his time at Sporting. It doesn't matter. Once a player is good with his feet, once he scores goals, that's all that matters.
But Arsenal have a lot of aerial threats.
They have a lot of aerial threats, as you said. And the goals that we've seen them score in the last few years that have not been set piece goals, he is one who can easily step up and score those goals. He gets into positions and creates more goals for Arsenal to score. So I perfectly don't commit this move. I don't see anything wrong with it. The only thing that might affect it is maybe an injury, and we can't predict these kinds of things, because if he had come to Chelsea, I would have been extremely happy. I'm sure if he had come to Liverpool, he would have been very happy.
Look, I
if
like
he had gone to United, coach would have been very happy.
Everything about him.
So
Physical profile.
Exactly. So why shouldn't we be happy for Arsenal that they finally got a striker that can help them?
And to be fair,
the level.
Arteta has picked the forwards for Arsenal for the last 2-3 seasons, and most of the guys he's picked have not really come come to the party.
That's
he,
the truth. I think
he
that's
brought
what.
he brought Havertz in. He brought Jesus in.
Look, yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's
they-
fine, but the profile of those players, Jesus, he's not a number one. Number 9, we all know that. Havertz is
Same.
better as a supporting striker or
Than as
as
a
a
main
number
guy.
10. He's not a number.
No.
He's been converted into a number 9 because of his structure, and I still feel that is wrong. But because he's a tall guy,
Let's take him up top.
let's put him up top. And
I just feel those are the kind of strikers Arteta likes.
He likes false nines.
He likes people who can
Yeah.
contribute to the movement, drag people out of space.
Those things.
Exactly. And when you see how Gyokeres plays, he either takes on the defense on his own, or he comes in and helps out with play. Mostly on the left hand side, helps out the team offensively. So I'm very happy for Arsenal, because in the last few years, the chances they've missed, the opportunities they've had, where a number 9, a proper number 9 would have taken those opportunities, they have missed out on them. Even when Havertz went injured, Merino came in, played a good role as.
But you could tell if they
But you
had a
can
proper
tell
striker,
that
they
a
would have
proper
got
striker
more.
would have
Yeah.
given them an extra level. So I'm really happy with them.
I'd want to move the conversation forward, but let me take a tactical view and then I'll get to you on something else. I want you to ponder Son to LAFC for me, because that's crazy to me. But anyway, coach, tactically, how does Arteta get the best out of Victor Gyokeres, and is he the kind of striker you would don't commit to Arsenal?
Arsenal, I know the day United failed to win the Europa Cup. That was when they knew they were going to get Gyokeres ahead of Manchester United. Oh yeah, everybody know that for a fact. Because if United had qualified for the Champions League, surely
Amorim's boy would have come home.
he won't leave his father and come to somebody he doesn't know. But at the end of the day, he's a very, very good number 9. He's the sort of number 9 who thrive on chances like every others. For him, he's a team player, but he's always in the box. His movements are so refined. If you watch him play, his movements are so refined that sorry, it hardly takes him away from the box. I took my time about 2 days ago and I tried to watch him properly. And I saw that when his midfielders are in possession of the ball, he doesn't step out of the zone, or his movement doesn't take him out of the 18 yards. He moves in such a way that it is within that demarcation. And once a striker does that, he's closer to goal than ever. So now if you are an Arsenal, the whole world have been saying that you've not won the last 2 leagues or 3 league seasons. You've not won the title because you didn't have a number 9. Now you've gone in and you've brought a proper number 9. People would say he scores in the Portuguese league. I disagree. He did that in the Champions League. When he goes to the national level, he also does that perfectly for Sweden. So he's a proper number 9. Now, Arsenal became so predictable when they were playing. Everything needed to go through Saka. They forgot about Martinelli's end because he runs with his head down and he refuses to lift up his head and pick the pass. Now, anytime it went to Saka, Saka also didn't fancy coming onto his left foot and crossing the ball in there, because he really doesn't trust the striking ability of Kai Havertz. With Gyokeres, I think the variation in the Arsenal attacking play is spot on. This is the player who scores all types of goals.
All types.
Basa basa, clinica, inkete, impisimpasa.
Everything
He scores all types of goals. Especially in the box, he scores all types of goals. So what is now incumbent on the likes of Odegaard, Zubimendi, and those people? This guy would have thrived if Thomas was there, because the forward controlling passes would have just flown to him like Omonowo. Now the likes of Declan Rice, who used to thrive on Thomas's ability, will now have to come back and be the creator. Zubimendi is a good player, but he's not in the rank of Thomas Partey. So we are waiting to see what Norgard and Co will do in that midfield. How well can they make life very easy for Odegaard and Co? But they made life easy for those guys. We all saw it.
Yeah.
Unless the Ghanaian was not available. Once he was there, he made life easy. And they themselves, in several on countless interviews, they admitted to it. But Gyokeres is a proper addition. And I think he would thrive in any team. Once the chances are presented to him, no more left foot, right foot, chichi, say, hina, no fiano, kumi.
Oh, Charlie.
And the things coach is saying about his movements is spot on.
Spot on.
I watched a tactical cam on him, and if you see his movements,
Charlie,
when his midfielders have the ball, he's thinking.
He's thinking. He's just looking at.
Go
and watch when they beat Man City 4-1. I think that he scored 3 goals or so.
So 5.
All the movement was within the demarcation.
Yeah.
And there was the one that the pass just went and Ederson came, he just chipped it.
You know what I like about
that
him
was
the most?
sublime.
And I like the fact that you made.
And he's
point
very
about-
physical too. You don't
I
bully
was
him.
about to say that, like you made the point about him
Charlie.
scoring all types of goals. You see, modern football has created a lot of cute strikers. Like they want the ball to fall at their feet in a certain type of
And
way,
caress the
at
ball.
a certain pace, at the perfect pace. It should bounce the right way. No. He's not like that.
Man,
Like,
left.
he's a scrapper. Like I like
That is
players
it.
like that. If he has to head the ball when it is down on the turf, he will
head
head it.
it.
If he needs to use his knee, he
will
will
do
do
it.
it. Like he's
That is the
I like
kind
players like
and
that.
for
So,
me, look, Arsenal just
Yeah.
create for him.
yeah, I like it.
He puts you somewhere. But whether they bought him or not, I'm stating emphatically here. Egbegu. That first league game at Old Trafford,
Yeah.
I'm a Jamie. I know Sabute me. No Jamie. Me Kenya. Plainly. Whether Gyokeres or no Gyokeres, they should read my lips. That first league game on that Sunday, Man U Arsenal, your Old
Charlie.
Trafford. I'm a Jamie.
No more.
In Bremo and Kunya. Muchisu.
What does that mean?
Muchisu.
Let me take a quick break. When I come back, I'll get into Son, and then we'll talk about the Black Star Marathon. So, snappy break, show probably brought to us by Cowbell Coffee. Stay with us here on Sports Panorama. We'll be right back.
It's don't come time. Big things are happening. Cowbell Coffee is giving you the chance to win big in the Cowbell Coffee with you every moment promo. Brand new Suzuki Jimny SUV cash price. All expense paid luxury trips to Zanzibar or South Africa. Smart TV, smartphones, free Netflix subscription, PS5 consoles for the gamers, and many more. Just buy 10 promo sachets of Cowbell Coffee. Find the unique codes inside the sachet and dial *713*27# or scan the QR codes on the sachet, which takes you to a microsite to enter your unique code. 10 sachets equals 1 entry, and boom, you are in. So hurry, buy your favorite Cowbell Coffee, sip and win. Charlie, look sharp, it's your moment to shine. Cowbell Coffee, with you every moment. Promo runs from July 15th to September 15th. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved. This promo is regulated by the NLA on a Caritas lottery platform.
The 2025 Absa Black Star Marathon is right around the corner, and hey, guess what? You can still jump in. Register now at blackstarmarathon.com or dial *713*33*22# to secure your spot in the 42.2K marathon or 10K run, walk, jog. This is your chance to be part of Ghana's premier marathon, happening live on Saturday, July 26, 6 a.m. at the Independence Square, Accra. Absa Black Star Marathon. Your story matters.
With you every morning. Promo runs from July 15th to September 15th. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved. This promo is regulated by the NLA on a Caritas lottery platform.
Welcome back, Benjamin Nketsia in the seat. Let's talk about Hyung Min Song. Something interesting is brewing in Tottenham. I hear or reports say that he has asked for clarification on his role with the club, with new boss Thomas Frank going forward. Now, in the wake of the uncertainty, Los Angeles Football Club have bid £15 million. Son has a year left on his contract. He's 33 years old. He just won a competition. I believe it's the Europa League with Postecoglou.
Yeah.
And so, does Heung-min Son take the MLS money amid the change in regime, 1 year left, all the context? Does he say it's time to go?
Yeah, it's time to go. Every indication points to that fact that it's time to go. First things first, you've managed to win a trophy, which is a big deal when you play for Tottenham Hotspur. After a very long time, you were the captain of the team that got to win the Europa League. That's one. So you've achieved something that they haven't achieved in a very long time. Yeah. So that brings some kind of like a closure to your stay in the team, especially when you have just a year left on your contract. And on top of that, the coach who helped you to get that title is gone. A new coach has come in, and then so he comes in with a different system, and you also have to factor in the personnel. He's brought in Mohamed Kudus. They've made Matthias Tell's deal permanent, and both players are younger than Heung-min Son.
Yeah.
Especially when you factor in the issue of availability. Heung-min Son's availability in the past few years has not been the best. It has been quite suspect. You get it? It has been quite suspect. And so you have just a year left on your contract. I think it's time to leave. Even if he doesn't want to leave and he wants to run down his contract and leave as a free agent, I don't think Spurs would be too happy or pleased with that, knowing very well that they can move off a depreciating asset and get 15 million pounds or euros off it.
It's 33 too.
He's 33, exactly. So I think even if he wants to stay, if I'm Daniel Levy, I'm pushing him out the door, because at the end of the day, you have to
be somewhere.
He saved the club. He saved the club.
I'm just thinking about how
all of a sudden
Son went from like star to
it happens.
1 year you need to go.
It happens. It happens. It's a business, and on top of that, he's played a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
Heung-min Son has played a lot of minutes. He has a lot of miles on his legs.
Should have left that team
a long 3-4 years ago.
Exactly, but now he stayed and managed to win a Europa League trophy, and I think that's more than good enough for him, especially considering what he's done with his country, South Korea, and knowing very well that the chances of he playing in this team, Tottenham Hotspur team, starting, they are very, very limited.
Yeah.
Because how is he going to beat realistically Kulusevski, Mohamed Kudus, Matthias Tell, Brennan Johnson on the depth chart?
Hold on. Let me just say something. Let me just ask something. On the ability charts, is he not still better than all these guys?
No, he's not better than Mohamed Kudus. He's not better than Kulusevski. If you can make a strong argument of being better than Matthias Tell.
Song on his day is better than Kudus.
No,
he's more effective than Kudus.
That's what I'm asking.
You see, there's a difference. He said better. He said effective. There's a difference.
Say everything together.
Everything together.
So the Black Queens have scored. Let me just put that on record. That it's 1-1. 67th minute, I believe.
I believe it's Alice Kusi.
Yeah.
By 11. Yeah. Experienced vet. She disappointed me in that game against Morocco. She was part of.
That was the changes that brought her. He should have waited a bit before bringing her.
I think all the substitutes disappointed in that game against Morocco. I digress. But moving back to the London club called Tottenham Hotspur. Look, I think Heung-min Son at this present time, yes, Mohamed Kudus is better than him. At this present time, I'll pick Kulusevski over Heung-min Son.
Bully of a goal.
You get my point. And at this present time, you also have to factor in Brennan Johnson's speed and his availability and his work rate. And so I'll pick those guys ahead of him. And so I'm don't call me him moving over to LAFC. And just a quick one on the Gyokeres move to Arsenal. The only reason why there's a little bit of worry about Gyokeres is because Arsenal could have gotten something better or someone better. Who? And that's Isak, because the Gyokeres coach, relax. The Gyokeres deal was in the works before this Isak thing came out that
It's not
he's exploring.
Even the Gyokeres, they were reluctant to add.
Arsenal they have paid Isak's money.
And there's also, yes, please. Look, if you are Arsenal, and that's because he's coming from a Portuguese league. That's the reason why they are a little bit hesitant. Look, you've seen this guy boss the league for the past 2 seasons. You've seen him torment your life on a one-on-one situation. Wow. He's moved over to the Emirates and tormented you guys physically. You've seen it in real time. Why would you have any hesitation going in for Isak? And there's also the little bit of, if you bring in Gyokeres, that front line, there's a possibility that you might have only left-footed players. Because Noni Madueke is on one side, Saka is on one side, Gyokeres is also left-footed.
He's left-footed actually.
He's left-footed. He's left-footed.
He's a lefty.
He's a lefty.
But I don't
because technically it will be balanced.
Yeah. But you see, all I'm gonna say is, I agree with you. I understand your point, but I don't think any of the players at Spurs are better than Son.
Kudus is better than him.
I don't believe this.
Kudus is better than him in Son.
Not for 1 minute. Anyway, a conversation. It's a whole conversation for another day.
That is Brendan Johnson and Matthias. They're fine. Not Kulusevski and
not a single one of them is better than Son. But anyway, let's talk about the Black Star Marathon, Mr. Fair. 10 kilometers, 42.5 kilometers, 6 a.m. tomorrow, Independence Square, professionals, amateurs, everybody involved, probably brought to us by Absa. Low down.
Yeah, so it's like you said, the Absa 10k run and walk.
Yeah.
And the Absa 42.2k run and walk. A combination of recreational runners, professional runners. Starting from age 18 to
oh, Charlie, 18 and above. So you see people with looking well shaped. You see some people too with a bit of Edwin's for 6 packs and the coach's 6 packs, all doing that. So the starting point, of course, is at Independence Square, and we'll also
mention your 6-pack.
I get 6 packs. So
you know, imagine you sweating from the top. So tomorrow, after 20 minutes, you are sweating.
I'm there for you, clean. So yeah, everything will be starting at the Independence Square, and we'll end there. You should just come in. The president will be in action to do the shotgun, and then we'll start it.
President Mama himself?
Yeah. Yes, he'll be there.
Wow.
He'll be there to do that.
So big one.
It's just been, powered or the front runners are Absa who are looking to do this. So I think it's something that everybody should look forward to. I think it's really going to be
so Channel 1 TV too.
Very interesting. Not to forget, we would have some wheelchair para athletes coming from the Ghana Paralympic Committee. So its president, that's Samson Dean. He also doubles as the president for the African Paralympic Committee. Would also be there to grace the occasion. So like I said, recreational runners, professional athletes like myself, will be doing all the 10k, the 42.2.
You see professional runners like yourself.
Yeah,
actually, I nearly missed that. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, we would all be there. So just come. We would also be there to be running commentary or bring you up to speed from what will be happening right from I think somewhere around 6 all the way to somewhere around 10. We'll give you updates on who is winning what, who is stopping at which part of the route, and who is doing this. And look, when you come there, behave yourself, because you would see the police people and the military people around.
Yeah,
you know, if you come and you misbehave, they'll carry you away. Don't come and misbehave. Come and stand there, witness everything, and let's get this going. We'll have some former athletes also there to come and watch this. Who knows? Probably we can get Ghana's next biggest 10k whatever runner, or 42.2k runner, get into the professional zone, get into the Ghana Athletics, and then we can take it from there.
Well, and for like the people who watch the Olympics, see the Kenyan and Ugandan runners and think, oh, I'll beat them. This is your chance, because there'll be runners athletes from Kenya, from Uganda, from all over Africa who are competing in this round. So you get to test yourself and prove to everyone that yes, you can.
You're good enough.
Yeah.
And you see, Ben, quickly, when you're coming, if you know you're a professional, this, I think this goes to the recreational runners.
Yeah.
Please don't go and eat something
a bit here and things before you come at 6 a.m.
Yeah, people like dude. Yeah, and then you come and then Charlie.
1 kilo, then you tear for the road of women. So that is funny for you. Like some people come with so much enthusiasm for the marathon, then they run at the first 15 minutes. Then you see Charlie, stop that taxi for me. Charlie, don't be doing those things. Anyway, let's do some quick shouts before we go back. Yes, the Black Star Marathon Independence Square, proudly brought to you by Absa and Channel 1 TV. We will be there on the ground live, bringing you all the updates and everything that comes with the coach. Let's do some shouts.
Charlie, Marcus Rashford's move.
You will forget about Rashford.
Rashford has been discussed multiple times on this show.
Forget about Rashford. Just
because he stole the headlines of Hugo Ekitike's move to Liverpool.
Oh, it's a low move. We don't any better move.
A long move we don't really be.
Look, you should rather go and perform so that they'll come and pay the rest of the money. That's what it's
perform.
Nketsia, last week somebody did something very interesting and beautiful for the sports.
Oh yes,
it was so beautiful. I mean, we were all shocked. We didn't see that coming. So it is proper that on the very next program of Sports Panorama, which is today, we give a massive shout out to Mr. Henry Weskim.
Yes, sir.
And his boss, Mr. Frank Papa Bedu.
Nice one.
Of all of them of the Tama Mass Choir. They don't miss this program.
They are big people.
Mr. Henry Weskin and your boss, Mr. Frank Papa Bedu of the Tama Mass Choir. They don't miss this program. Now, there's a beautiful program coming on this Sunday. I'll be emceeing the program.
Oh! In the spirit.
In the spirit.
You came to the show today in the spirit.
In the spirit. I'll be emceeing the program. The big day, according to them, is on Sunday, the 27th July. And all roads leads to the First Baptist Church, Tema Community, 5 traffic, just around that area.
This one, Edwin must be
come
back in full
and experience rich Ghanaian music
from
Ghanaian composers from diverse ethnic background. Look, they are singing in Ghana, they are singing in Tree, they are singing in Ever, they are singing in Fanti or Dan. Even some of the songs are in Hausa. And the manner in which these people are going to put their voice, I am so over the moon that I'll be the MC for the program. Mr. Henry Weskin and your boss, Mr. Frank Papa Bedu. From the Sports Panorama team, we appreciate you guys and what you did for us last week, and we will be there to support you. So all road leads to the First Baptist Church, Tama Community 5. It is free. This one, come, but come and be a blessing unto the choir. If you come and you are moved by their voices, come and be a blessing to the men of God. They will sing to glorify God's name. They will sing in all our local dialects, languages, everything practically possible to make sure you feel and understand the movement of the Holy Spirit. God bless you guys and keep doing what you are doing. See you guys on Sunday. God bless you.
Edwin, got some shouts.
Shouts to my fellow world champions. It's a fortnight since so shouts to all of you.
This is what we're talking about. The whole world.
We are 2 weeks into our 4 years
every week. Yeah, you go
into our 4 year celebration. So congrats.
It's like 2 weeks into
our 4 year celebration. So congrats to everyone.
4 years
for the next 4 years.
But that's just killing me.
Big shouts to the folks at Ministry of Energy. Recently they competed in the interministerial games.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they finished second. They got beat by Samuel Okudzetu's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and there was
Chairman make happy.
So that's Okudzetu honorable.
No, this was the staff.
And no, but Okudzetu is a very top footballer. You don't know that.
They say he's a top winger.
You not see him take charge of the right wing before.
Oh yeah,
honorable.
In action.
You saw those touches.
They'll be in action.
Yes, we'll be there.
Yeah.
For me, I'm supporting Honorable Sam George.
Oh yeah.
If I go there, is the reason why I'm going there. He and
Straight up.
Fifi Kwete.
Yeah,
These are
sharp,
my
sharp.
two big men, and they are the one I support. Finish. I will in the moments and then.
Big shouts to Kelvin Selassie Wusi and the folks at the Ministry of Energy, and a big shouts to our guy in house who's celebrating his birthday today, Bernard Gabla, aka Ashama, aka Ashama.
Big Ben.
Yeah, Ashama. Happy birthday to you, man.
Let's say a big belated
Ashama your birthday.
Yeah, Shamo had his wedding. I think it was
last week Saturday. Yeah, last week Saturday.
Shamo.
Big congrats to Shamo.
It's not late. Shamo, you are covered.
Yeah. Big shouts to Shamo. Yeah, congratulations on tying the knot with that beautiful lady.
Nice.
And yeah, she's a product of Wesley Girls.
Nice.
Beautiful lady.
Shamo.
The next person to tie the knot is Benjamin Nketsia.
I beg Shamo. No more. Let me give my last shout out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Now, on my way here, I don't know, but I think it's destiny, because anytime I'm on my way here, and when the day I decide just to walk and have a feel of the breeze and then enjoy the atmosphere, I tend to run into people. There was this guy I met on my way here. He was going the opposite way in his car, driving. He saw me. I said, "No, young man, wow, you did that because of me." He said, "Coach, I needed to shake your hand. I needed to tell you that. Go and tell the people at Sports Panorama that, look, you guys, if only you know what you do for us. When we listen to you, God will continue to bless you. Keep being truthful, keep being honest, and keep being there for the people of Ghana." Young man, your name is Akogo, but do you know the amazing thing, Mr. Akogo? He said he's a Liverpool supporter. So in Nketsia, one of these days, he says he would like to come and see you and see my boss.
With no problem.
Bernard Avle.
He doesn't have a problem.
He will be part of the Liverpool official family.
Only problem.
So he should pray that Isak comes. If Isak comes, then
Isak, there's cat.
So Akogo,
come home.
Charlie, God bless you. Greetings to your wife as well and the kids. God bless you.
Bless
Thank
up
you very much.
and greetings to all of you who make time to watch Sports Panorama. Our YouTube community, especially, the community is growing gradually these days. But there's always
and they're always paying attention.
Mischief in the comment section. I like it. Big shout outs to Gabriel Fair.
And then big shout outs to the twins, Dominic Gucci and Daniel Payne.
Gabi should help me sing the song I sang when I was
about
to pray. I've never seen anybody like.
But why is that? What does that person need to help?
Don't go to church.
I've never seen anybody like Jesus.
Show is about Benjamin Nketsia, brought to us by Cowbell Coffee. The show will repeat tomorrow on radio, and also will be on Citi Sports GT on YouTube. You can catch it. Thank you very much.